What is up, everyone? I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Today's video is brought to you by Dragonheir Silent Gods, so I just want to say a big thank you to them for sponsoring the video. If you guys are new around here, new on the channel, if you haven't tried the game out, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below or in the pinned comment or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. In today's video, guys, we're going to take over another Chief Challenge for the Dance of Misfortune event. As usual, the bigger the score, the better. The more rewards you are going to get. Continental challenge, basically. We have 6 different bosses. I've already done, if I'm not mistaken, I've done 3 of them. I've done Rook, I've done Fathom Down, I've done quite a few. So the next one that I have on the list, guys, is gonna be Shinnah. Now, this is kind of like a mixture in between Shinnah plus Oster. At least it feels like it. It deals tons of damage. My team is definitely not going to survive till the end. Let me just quickly walk you through the skills and stuff. So basically, it has this passive. Ignores the target's 35% defense when attacking an enemy inflicted with frost. Now, the best thing that you could potentially have in this team is block debuffs. If you have that on, and it cannot apply the frost, it's not gonna ignore your defense. So that's actually a win-win basically. Then, with the first skill, shoots frost projectiles at 3 enemies. You can't really dodge it. You can't really hide your champions anywhere because this again is gonna go random, and it will prioritize attacking enemies not inflicted with frost. If you have block debuffs, it's still going to prioritize your tank most probably. This one does the same. The ultimate is basically like Shinnah's ultimate. Cast the spell for 6 seconds, during which deals cold damage to a random enemy every 0.6 seconds, with a chance to inflict frost for 5 seconds. So it's definitely gonna be a pretty nasty one. Accuracy, resistance, you kind of like know what we need. You do have quite a few different options in terms of what teams you can potentially use. It's gonna be pretty hard to keep them alive. If you're planning to do budget teams, to be honest with you guys, this does a decent job, but we still don't survive all the way to the end. I could replace Vikuk and bring in an Adolphus, for example. I'm pretty positive that will improve a little bit the survivability, to be honest with you. But I decided to use Vikuk since he becomes so easily obtainable in the game. You know, you spend $1, you get Vikuk basically, and I'm pretty sure that is across all of the seasons and not just season 1. This is the team right here. In terms of Psychic Core, that's where we are. My Psychic Core is not maxed for the Fire Elemental affinity. As you may notice, we only have the 25% damage. No other stats. Of course, for the 3-man is almost there, except the resistance. We can't really use an aura with this team that we have on at the moment. So we have Frorbart, Vikuk, Tunnel Nun, Nida, and we have Erich. Erich will have the Witch's Remains to apply defense down. Nida is going to have the Revotrix Roots. Tunnel Nun will have the Eyeball of the Giant. Vikuk will have the Luminary Order Gospel. And then I have Frorbart with the Spiritual Incense Burner. That's because I want to ensure that I'm pushing his ultimate on an 18 seconds cooldown to ensure that I'm constantly going to keep that decreased attack down on the boss, guys. Very, very important. Now, in terms of builds, actually, let me just quickly show you that as well. You see the sets. On Frorbart, we have, of course, Ancestral Protection set. I do have a Moonlight Mantle as well. These are the total stats. It's very helpful to have a lot of defense on him, to be honest with you guys. But then at the same time, it's not as necessarily here, because if he ignores the defense, the boss, it can quickly smack him down. Then Vikuk has a serial set to basically give me increased attack whenever he applies attack penalty with the battle skill. Tunnel Nun, of course, we have the Shade of Death on her. We have the Shade of Death on Nida, and we have the Emissary's Whisper on Erich. He won't really get that much crit damage anyway, so it's gonna be pretty pointless to get something else on him, to be honest. In terms of skill timing, guys, that's what we have on. As mentioned, I want to have Frorbart to basically put decreased attack for 2 skills on the boss, 12 seconds on an 18 seconds cooldown. Vikuk, I feel like this cleanse is not very good, so The boss will use the ultimate for 6 seconds after 18, so I should put it on at 24 to cleanse that. Let's see if that's gonna work nice. That's gonna give us a bit of extra healing. Tonnelan will go after Erich. I don't want to handicap my Nida by giving her a similar skill timing like I have on Tonnelan or Erich, guys, because she has a much shorter cooldown, and I feel like it's just basically going to be a waste, you know? You want to group your characters as much as possible. Unfortunately, Flurbart is going to run straight at the boss, and he won't heal these characters right here, you know? So there isn't much that you can do in terms of grouping them as well. Maybe if I'm going to bring in an Adolphus instead of Vikuk, it will be better. If you run Isolde with Adolphus instead of Flurbart, that can be nice. You're getting the healing, you're getting shield as well. Contemplating if you are actually getting enough, healing like that. Most probably you could potentially get it. You can bring in a Burn instead of the Wild if you guys like to. They will do a good job as well. If you have more melee characters, this time around they will actually perform better than range with Flurbart in the team, because they will get a healing from Flurbart, you know. So that's gonna be an interesting thing to keep in mind as well. I wanted to kind of like go with these characters because they're OG characters that everybody should have by now in season 4. Honestly, there's literally no reason why people should not have Tonnelan or Vikuk in season 4. But either way, they will get the job done. They won't be doing mind-blowing damage or anything like that, considering that our Psychic Core is not maxed, you know, so that makes a massive difference as well. But it will overall perform pretty well. If you have some legendaries from here, if you have maybe a Caspar, if you have maybe a Rash, if you have maybe something else, you could potentially use them instead of Nida to try and basically get some more damage in here, you know. So we definitely need to dispel that frost as often as possible. Very important. If no, we are gonna be in a bit of a pickle here. So Tonnelan, of course, is at the top of the food chain. Clans, I feel like this clans might work a bit better. I'm curious if I'm gonna cleanse at 25-26 seconds after the first battle skill from the boss. If that will work a bit better too. Potentially it could. The thing is, when you have frost and the boss ignores defense, you're not gonna end up in having a good life, basically, you know, because the damage is increased like by a lot. Like you see, my Erich is getting smacked so hard. It's actually pretty crazy. You almost want to use as many melee characters in here as possible, just because they are constantly getting the healing from Flurbart, you know. I'm trying to think what wild characters we have that might be melee. We might not actually have any. So hopefully my Erich is not going to die after. Erich is not going to die after, because I'm not ready to lose him just yet. We're only at 20 million damage. I need at least one more ultimate from Erich. But he's got that freaking frost on again. And Shinnah is just continuously smacking him. Shinnah, stop it. Stop it. Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty. Don't be nasty. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. There we go. We got the 22 million damage. That's basically what matters, guys. We lost 2 of them. You see, that's basically what's happening when you have the frost. We don't really have any block debuffs character for these elemental affinities, actually, which is pretty crazy. I'm talking about more budgetish options as well. I'm not talking only about legendaries and stuff, but it's crazy thinking about it that we don't really have many options for block debuffs. It's pretty crazy, actually. If you have, of course, Almister is gonna be dope in here. Like, honestly, he's gonna do an amazing job. But as you may notice, it's very hard to survive till the end in here. We basically got wiped with 1 minute and something left. So expect that to happen. 24.4 million damage, but I'll still take it. I'm definitely not disappointed with it. You gotta get over 22. That's the main thing that matters the most. Tunnel Nun, 12 million, just being a bit more casual than the rest, you know. Let me just quickly give you a couple of different examples, okay? Because you can definitely make a lot of different teams in here. So as an example, if you want to make like a big boy team, I feel like you definitely have some solid options. We actually don't necessarily need to bring any poison characters, but let's just say you bring in Ogok. Ogok is gonna be amazing in here because of the passive, the unkillable, the healing. It's gonna be great. Then you could potentially bring in a different healer if you want, or you can bring in, for example, an Elminster. You're gonna get a shield, you're gonna get decreased attack, you're gonna get a decreased accuracy on the boss, which might help you to make the boss resist every now and then, which again is not a bad thing. And of course, you can go in big with big boy characters and do a lot of damage with a team like this. Or of course, you can go in with a team like this. You can go in with Burn, bang, and do crazy damage with a team like this, as an example, you know. Or if you want to kind of like go for a more budgetish option in terms of epics from Burn, you can of course bring in. Let me just quickly find them all. I don't remember if Ashkar is decent for the recharge speed penalty and more attack penalty. And when the hero tries to inflict debuffs or control, okay, so this is not going to be very helpful in general. But this is nice. Recharge speed penalty and ultimate energy and decrease attack. So this can be a solid option. You can go in and bring, for example, a Rassus. You can bring in Ernin. She's not the best. When dealing damage to enemies under burn, removes 3 stacks of burn from them and deals fire damage. The problem is that if you have a Rassus, you want to stack as much burn as possible. So I'll give you even better options, okay? So you have Biggs right here, which is amazing. Very good activator. And then you can bring in Percival. He's going to give them increased attack, and you can have a series set on them as well to give them even more attack, you know? So this can be a nice option. Of course, you can drop this support and bring in something similar that we used before, like Frorbart. You can bring in, of course, there are tons of awesome support characters now for this elemental affinity. You know, you have him, very solid character as well, Chrysos. You can, of course, use Frorbart again with them. You can use Reita if you have her available. Cinderella, very strong. Tons of different options. Adolphus and Isolde is one combo as well that I think it will get the job done, maybe even better than Frorbart. I think this can survive better than the team we had before. I have a feeling that it will work a bit better, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, these are some teams that you can potentially make for these boss guys. Let me know in the comments down below what team are you using so far. Spreading your characters doesn't do nothing, okay? I've tried it with spread characters, with group together. It makes absolutely no difference on this particular boss. That was all for the video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. Thanks again to Dragonheir for sponsoring this video. And if you want to get involved, you can do so by clicking the link in the description down below, or in the pinned comment, or by scanning the QR code you see on the screen. Much love, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.